the second thing that you want to do is you want to spend time making your title really catchy so that you capture the attention of your audience very quickly. So actually, when you do get around to creating your visual aid in that last step, the first thing that your audience will see is the title. When when you put that up on the screen, that's the first thing that they're going to see. And each audience member will kind of make a snap decision as to whether the speech is going to be valuable for them or not. A lot of times, just by looking at the title, sometimes that's all they see before they either turn on or turn off, right? So if you spend a little bit more time making your title really catchy, then more of the audience will have a positive impression of you before you even begin to speak. Now, there are a couple of main steps in creating a really good presentation title. The first thing that you want to do is start with a title that is a complete sentence. By doing this, then your audience will have a better idea of exactly what you're going to be covering in the presentation. And then after you have a complete sentence, then the second step is to think about the benefit to the audience of listening to your presentation. So if they sit through that whole presentation, what would be the benefit to them? So add that benefit to the end of the title. So I'll give you an example. Sometimes when I explain this, people go, what, huh? That doesn't make any sense, right? Let me give you an example. It'll hopefully clarify this a little bit. I had a client just in the last presentation class that I did a couple of days ago, and he was working on a contract to have the LA. He worked for a hotel, and he was working on a contract to try to get the LA Rams to use his hotel when they traveled to on away games. And the title for most sales presentations that you'll hear, something like this, most of the time, folks are going to put a title like "Our Hotel and the LA Rams," right? Or maybe something like "Why the LA Rams should choose our hotel," right? I mean, that's kind of that's a very simplistic title, but that's what most people kind of do, and it misses a really valuable part of what you could do with that title. So what this guy did was he did something a little different. The title that he ended coming up with was "Our Hotel will give your players, coaches, and their families a luxury experience with streamlined team transfers in a distraction-free and safe location." Now, it sounds kind of wordy, but a lot of times what's going to happen is people, especially if the title slide is up on the screen before you start to present, it's the only thing they have to read. There's nothing else there, right? So even if it's a little wordy, it's fine. But one of the cool things that he did though was he put like 2 or 3 of the benefits to the LA Rams into his title. One of the things that they were looking for is they were looking for a luxury experience. I mean, these are high level people, and so he wants to make sure that they are, at their stature in the world, right? He also talked about the streamlined team transfers. That's one of the biggest challenges that a lot of times these groups have is it's a bunch of famous people traveling on a plane at an airport. And so there's lots of people around. And so if they could figure out a way to get the people that are on that plane to the hotel in a more orderly fashion so they don't have the distractions, and it makes it a whole lot easier. And then making it really safe for them as well. So those were the things that he focused on, and he covered all of that just in his title. Now, you don't necessarily have to go through all of those steps in your title, but what he ended up with was way better than "Why you should choose our hotel," right? It gave reasons why somebody should actually choose this hotel.